We set the trends in the script.
You are, you have been, you will be under the groove.
Snip this glue, get in the zone, because we got to go do something. So that's what we did. And I'm going to be honest with you, I used to like it. You got people from the east and the west and different places, to come over and groove with us.
Was Hoover Groovers a part of Hoover? Never met a Hoover Groover.
Never met. Me was never in my life. But
a part of what was called the Bonzella CRIPS.
Groovers ain't started no Hoover Crips. And we hit that hand moving on you, walking in your house.
Wait, do that again.
Hit that hand moving on you, that messed up your whole party.
You are, you have been, you will be under the groove.
Trade Foes, 7-11, the Deuce and the 9. Hoover hey to the culture enthusiasts, the Hoover Knights, and the Hoover Collective. Look here, people. We are outside with the 9-4 Hoover Crip perspective relating to Hoover's history in the Hooververse again. Danny Boy and Ron are back to continue this historical 9-4 Hoover dialogue of origins and experiences evolving around their upbringing and the understanding of Hoover Street as youth and adults. So let's pick up where we left off last time. Danny Boy, you were saying how certain lessons were passed down from the older generation to the younger ones in order to keep respect, love, and family in perspective in our community. So let's light into that, man.
Okay. Yeah, that's what like I said before, the homies, when to have that, to give that type of structure, and community look out for each other and things like that, and be roaming around, make sure our neighborhood was safe, doing things like that, and not really looking for no trouble, but at the same time will, if need be. But that's what most sets was doing in their own neighborhood, regardless of where they was from.
Right.
That's what everybody did. They roam around, not necessarily getting into trouble, because everybody back then, was in partying. If your home girls, we come, okay, let's go down here. That's where all the females at.
Yeah.
And we moved, because all the women was down there. Just like it, because that always gonna gravitate. Young men or young boys is gonna gravitate where the young girls are. Yeah, all 24/7. So we used to do that. Norwood knew where to go for some reason. Let's go over here, And I remember when I used to walk with him, because back then we didn't have cars.
Mm-hmm.
Guy did more walking than anything, or got on the bus.
Or RTD.
Yeah, the RTD back then. So that was our means of transportation. Even if we going in, if it's a dispute and a homie got an issue with somebody, we getting ready to walk over in their neighborhood and deal with that. Hey, my homie need to see that. Yeah. And then find a way to get that. And my homie need to get that. Or they can talk it out, but it's on them too. Now, if anybody else don't like somebody, then you can get served too. That's what I could say that all Crips in every neighborhood did. Yeah. And that's another thing that resonated with me.
That respect.
But the lessons, it was about respect.
Yeah.
Because also how to carry yourself.
Yeah. Back then, you
no matter what,
you couldn't go over somebody's house to see their daughter and not say hi to their moms.
Come on, man.
I mean, you couldn't. Yeah. I mean, even if their uncle was there, somebody.
Yeah.
They sisters.
Yeah.
Who was this boy out here?
Mm-hmm.
He out here with 2 other boys. Who are here to see? So you had to be respectful.
Yeah.
If you wanted to come around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And-
It's different now, though, right?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
man,
I'm
it's way
sure
different
it's different,
now.
but you had
yeah,
to show some respect.
Yeah,
man.
it's just like also, man. I remember me and Noah Wood. Who else was there? Manuel, also known as Crazy Nail.
Yeah.
We was kicking it, and then Manuel seen a woman come walking by. He said, "Hey, homie, put that quote over there."
Mm-hmm.
You know, because here come an older woman. She respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Manuel said that. Came and you know, I'm saying, oh, okay, that's what's up. You know, you smoking? Hey, homie, put that out. They go Ronnie's mom's.
Mm-hmm.
They go to home. They go to home.
We
Right.
hanging right in the
Right.
front yard, the
Yeah.
backyard, or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be.
But soon she pop up, everybody straighten up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
that was respect, respecting your neighborhood. How can you say this is my neighborhood and you don't have no respect for it and the people who live in it? That don't make sense.
That didn't just go. Well, go ahead, Ramon.
No, I'm saying that don't mean we ain't finna go over and steal something out your yard.
No.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That don't mean we ain't
But,
finna go.
yeah,
You know,
That
Yeah.
respect, it just didn't apply to the elders,
No.
so to speak.
No.
You know, the older women, older men.
No.
But that also applied to the older homies.
The older homies.
That was a mandatory.
That was mandatory.
Yeah.
You
behavior
was
or whatever.
that was mandatory.
Yeah.
And you was gonna listen. You know,
Yeah.
you was definitely gonna listen, and because everybody's looking up to these individuals.
Mhm.
You know, you know, because they giving you the same respect. You know,
They're showing you the way.
yeah, they showing you the way. So if they gonna show you the way, and then you're gonna be a knucklehead about it, they know how to spank you too. You know,
Yeah.
they gonna show you the way,
Yeah.
and
Set you
then
straight.
set you straight. But then certain things you not gonna be privy to.
Mhm.
Hey, stay in your lane, homie. No, you can't go.
Yeah.
Hey, homie, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, check this out. Let me talk to you.
Mm.
And they sit you down on the porch and they'll talk to you to tell you the reason why.
Mhm.
You doing this, you doing that, homie. You know you can get reached out and touched by that.
Yeah.
You can something can happen to you,
Yeah.
and then we gonna feel upset about it.
Mhm.
So you need to stay in your lane. Yeah.
I recall you mentioning on our last sit down, how certain you had to be in a certain echelon, so to
Yeah.
speak, hierarchy, to be privy to a lot of
Yeah.
what was going on.
Uh,
And I remember a lot of us couldn't go into 4 apartments because
Mhm.
we hadn't made it to that point yet.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I take it
Yeah.
that
Right.
meant y'all ain't learned these lessons yet.
No.
You know, y'all don't understand what this, this respect or this get down is about.
That part.
So I guess that's what
Yeah.
you're speaking to,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
makes all the
That's
sense in the world to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm speaking to. That part right there.
Yeah.
because
you
it
know.
was an age difference.
It was
There
age.
was.
difference.
Yeah, I was 13,
Mhm.
and
Well, let's not hold on, right quick, hold that thought.
Okay.
Let's not just say an age difference. I think
No.
it was also an experience difference.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
applied to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why
Experience.
they knew
yeah.
based
Who was
on
who?
look exactly.
Who was who? And
So
who
Ron,
could do what.
your experience allowed you
Yeah,
in that
to be
realm.
able-
That
yeah.
realm
That realm.
because
Yeah.
your experience and not only that, how you conduct and carried yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You-
one of the main sticklers was if you was willing to fight,
Yeah.
you was willing to, take on your head up battles.
Mhm.
Okay, you can go.
Mm.
If you, and not to say that you just couldn't go. You had
Yeah.
homies that had fathers and mothers, and you
Wouldn't
they
allow you
couldn't
to
even
go.
come out at a certain time.
No,
At that age, come
No.
on, everybody couldn't run around like
Yeah.
Randolph Hawkins.
no.
Oh,
Everybody-
24/7.
24/7. The rest of
Big
everything.
Will, his father wouldn't allow him to
Him.
come out at a certain time. We had to knock on the door, and hey, homie, where's Ralph?
It's 8 o'clock. He
Yeah.
ain't coming outside.
Man.
He ain't
And
coming
he'll
out.
send him to the door and tell him. You might well tell him you ain't going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere tonight.
Yeah.
Well, homie, you got the shit. Why we don't get together? And you
Yeah.
ain't out.
We
Your
got
pops
you
won't
got
let
all
you-
the tools. We trying to build.
Yeah. Yeah.
You admit we talked about that a little while ago.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah, things like that. I could recall taking that ass whooping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't want to
You
stay
rather-
inside.
Yeah, you rather
I
just
took
get
that
a whoop.
ass, I took that beating, and
Yeah.
I ran out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He had a strict pops. Big Limp. He had a
Big Limp,
very
yeah,
strict-
he
I
did.
think a lot of us, not just strict pops, but
moms
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Aunties.
happened to me.
Yeah.
Not, they happened to me. They come to pick me up in the truck, and I'm older than them. She said, moms come out, she hear all that music being played, and she come out. She said, "Would y'all turn that music down?" They said, turn it down. She said, hey, Danny there? She said, yeah, and he ain't going no goddamn way.
Shut that whole thing down.
Just like that.
Crazy pulled up in the driveway.
Yeah.
All the way up in, they lived in a duplex on 94.
On 94.
And he pulled all the way in the back, and that's where they was in the back. You know, crazy. He playing the music now. Like, man, if y'all don't get out of here.
Man.
Yes.
If you remember, that would fuck everything off.
Yeah.
That
And
would
they
mess
laughed.
everything
They
up.
started laughing, and then from that point, they started teasing me. Yeah, boy, you can't stay out too long, Danny. Your mama gonna get you. I said, man, I can hang out.
Yeah, he got it. He got it bad for that.
Yeah, I got it bad that
I think
day.
Bowleg was like that too, man.
Yeah.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
he had. I think he had his moms and pops there too. I remember his moms, and he had some sisters.
On his
They
neck.
had act like they was his mama.
Yeah.
You know, his sisters. Yeah. Come over there.
Women are maternal like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They gonna
He had certain homies. Wood Pops was like that.
Yeah,
Eminem
Wood.
Pop.
Oh
He
yeah,
was like that.
he sure was.
Him dad was like that.
Man, he
Yes,
was
he
like
was.
that, man.
And it's a story about that too, man. And then when he see with M, that he just hard.
Yeah, he just
He did his own thing the way he wanted to do
He was
it.
damn near grown.
Yeah. So his pops taught me a valuable lesson one time, man, and it saved me from when the police tried to do something to him. And he said, and I listened to him, and things being put in a chokehold, what you're supposed to do, And his pops showed me right there in their front yard on 89, right there in his front yard, showed me how to defend myself when the police can ready to do something to me.
He showed you how to get out of a full Nelson or whatever chokehold.
Yeah. Sure was, because they was police also at that time, man. Wasn't no joke.
Yeah.
They was killing.
That was the choke.
And most of G homies like yourself come in and they say that.
Yeah.
They kill you in a minute.
They kill you.
That chokehold.
They didn't care
They
about it.
outlawed that.
Yeah.
The choke.
Yeah,
chokehold.
that was maybe 20 years ago when they finally got rid of the full Nelson or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, the full yeah, they finally did. But his pops taught me that, man, and things like that. And now then you see Norwood and M how they are, and in a lot of sense, they emulate their pops. Both of them emulate their pops big time.
Yeah, this goes to what we're talking about when we started just now, how the lessons are passed down. You know what I mean? So their dad was structuring you, was lacing you.
Lacing me, and it was also, through his sons, how he was, and that's the reason why they the way they are. Some took it, some of them didn't, but at the end of the day, so I got to give kudos off to him, man.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah. These lessons, and I think that for a lot of us, when we pick up stuff, especially structure, something that's gonna help us along the way, we take that with us.
Yeah.
Wherever we go.
Yeah.
So when we went into other neighborhoods, sets or whatever, I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of us carried ourselves a certain way. Let cats know, oh wait a minute, just give them a look like this is structure right here. This that different, dealing from a different back.
I remember going with a couple of homies, and let me see. One time it was, matter of fact, peg leg.
Yeah, that.
Me, Manuel, we all got in this car. A few other homies, we was up in there. We driving when he had that like a brown I think it was a glass house, right?
Who you talking about, Peg?
Yeah, Peg.
Yeah. You did.
Colors on that thing.
Yeah. So and we was riding somewhere, and you seen how dudes just start gravitating to, man, what's going on, Peg? And I'm like, oh, okay, check out the homie. And but back then, and he could attest to this, I didn't hardly talk. Even if I know you, I didn't too much say nothing to you. It goes back with one of the things he said. He said, oh yeah, that's the homie Danny boy. What's up, homie? I said, what's happening? And that was it. That was it. I didn't too much say nothing to people.
What was the reason for that?
Well, I was I guess I've been like that all my life. Even my family will tell you that I didn't hardly talk. I didn't hardly talk to people on, and then when I did, it's just a few words, and that's basically it. But I was very observant, and whoever I'm with, I'll let you do what you do. I'll be the one over here.
Right.
Whatever the homie doing,
Right.
let him do him. But I got him, And then when we used to go to the parties, it was the same thing. I used to do that.
Danny being polite.
Yeah.
He was the pulse, homie.
Danny
was the pulse of 9-4. When we would go places, it probably wouldn't be nothing about 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah.
But when we approached the situation, normally his attire was a trench coat. So the one wearing the trench coat, but it wasn't no secret.
Yeah.
It wasn't no secret. That's how we move. It ain't no secret. Yeah, he got what he needs.
He ready.
He ain't no secret here. So when we approach, that quiet, standoffish demeanor set the tone for us who just pulled up. And I don't know if this just so we don't just get like it was just all that. It was fun. And what I mean by fun
it was fun.
We added swag to it.
Mm-hmm.
The homies had a thing called faux stroll with no control. I don't know if you ever heard. Okay.
Well, before that, I think it was Hoover stroll with no control.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you know how it goes. So we in house. So it was in house. So when a homie said that, what that meant was whatever I get into, don't stop me.
Yeah.
So once somebody declared that, that's it.
Yeah.
Ain't no stopping.
We all in.
We all in.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's why he spoke about those who could go and go do this, and certain ones wasn't groomed to do that yet. But they anteed up. We had homies ante up at some point. Big Germ, Limp, Red, Tim, they eventually we started to walk. And then you go in the tray hood, the faux hood. You got to be ready for that.
Right.
Because the trays and the foes, they'll try you.
Yeah.
At the dice game.
Steel sharpening steel.
Oh, yeah. They're going to try you.
Sharpening steel.
Yeah.
They're going to try you. So you just had to be ready for that. Not that we looking to fight, but don't be, they might not know a couple of homies. Jeremy used to get teased about his ride. We pull up over there at the liquor store. What's that liquor store about? What is that, on 83rd?
Yeah, well, it was on Hoover. Yeah, used to be right there on Hoover. Right next door to Thad. Thad lived right next door to that
we pull
liquor
up in that
store
parking lot in Germ shit, man, and them motherfuckers laughing like a motherfucker because Peg got the glass house, he got the paint, and he used to paint it every other week, it seemed like. He had a different color all the time.
He stayed changing that car. Man. So how was Germ's reaction? Well,
mad because he clowning. So all you can do is be mad.
Yeah.
But those were the things that gave us the respect for each other, homie, to be accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one of the things I liked is it was good shit.
Yeah.
Right. But he would clown him, but at the same time, I'm gonna tell you how to get it right. I'm gonna tell you what you need to get it right. Yeah. Lift the hood up. Let me tell you what you need to do to this.
Yeah.
Let me, you know what I'm saying? I'll tell you where to go get this. He grooming him at the same time. So
all in the same breath.
All in the same breath. So he giving him love.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what, in order to keep that, you have to give that back to the next homie.
That's right.
You have to help the homie build his car.
That's right.
Big man used to take me with him.
For the tray?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Roscoe was
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He used to take me with him to siphon gas in order to put in his car so he can go steal other cars to get pieces. They didn't buy pieces back then. You're going to steal a car, and we finna go strip it. We finna go get everything we need up off of there to make his car better. So you had certain homies that would do that for you. You see what I'm saying? Just to see his ride look good. I'm going to go with you.
Yeah.
Because somebody got to drive. Yeah.
And I'm going to get to ride in it. You're going to let me ride and
that's
hang
what
out
homies
with you.
Would do, man. We building the homie's car.
Yeah.
Roscoe sat on Big Man's ride, I don't know how long, helping him. He was locked up, but he was priming it, getting the sound. Just piecing. You had to piece your car together.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's the kind of shit where you giving, and that's how you give back. Help the homie. Give back. That's how we keep it.
These is lessons.
Give to the next homie what a homie gave to you.
That's right. What pay it forward?
Yes, sir.
Pay it forward.
Yes, sir.
Right. Pay it forward.
Yeah.
And I think that back to what we're talking about in terms of structure, in terms not just politeness, but certain courtesies and respects.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? We pick this shit up or we taught this shit.
Yeah.
Little do we know at the time we're being taught this shit to pay it forward. You know what I mean? To give it to the ones coming behind us.
Yeah,
So
that's how you keep it.
they'll know how to function and interact with those, you know, who are you know above them or coming behind them.
Yeah.
So that's a good look, man. When we talk about you coming up and the structure you were involved in that you got, you was a quiet dude.
Yeah, I was quiet.
You was a quiet dude.
Yeah, I was a quiet one. I didn't say much, but yeah, that's basically it.
How were you able? I mean, you know, and I'm just asking the question: how were you able to pay forward everything you learned to those that were around Danny Boy?
Okay, well,
you know,
that's when I came out that shell once.
Okay.
When I went to that county jail, in '79, that changed all that.
Okay.
Because I remember the story because I was older than them, and we remember when we all got caught up on my birthday, my 18th birthday. All them get to go home but me. They said, one of y'all.
Let me tell this one. I think we was in the G ride.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people was in that car, homie.
Yeah.
But we went on Colden. We went over on Colden, right behind Bret Hart. You know that little circle?
Yeah, that circle. Yeah.
I don't know how many people was in that car. We hit the corner, stop out, jump out on Colden, fuck with the 9 deuces. They getting sherm. You know what I'm saying? So wasn't supposed to be smoking no sherm now. That was one of the rules. But the crew we got, they getting some sherm. Soon as we pull off and hit behind Bret Hart, here come the police. Pull right in front of us. Get out. Do the whole thing, you know. All right, everybody get out, put your hands up, all this old shit. They take us to jail 107. Go down there. We shooting dice in the
108.
It's 108.
Yeah.
108.
We shooting dice in the thing. We in there bullshit.
In
the holding tank. In the police station.
Yeah.
The dice go under the door. The police like, hey, I know y'all ain't shooting dice in my. What the fuck? So bottom line, the police come back and say, all right, man, y'all, y'all finna go home. Everybody going home except one person. Everybody looked at Danny Boy.
You know this.
He said, y'all figure it out, but one of y'all ain't going. It was Danny. Danny, I didn't know it was his birthday because normally they just call your mama, call somebody mama, and
she come pick everybody up.
The homie Bud's mother. Bud's mother come down there quick, get him.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, well, do you know him? Yeah, I know him. He stay around the corner.
Go.
You know him? Yeah, I know him. Okay, you can come too. You know him? Yeah, I know him. That's going. So Danny, the only one couldn't bounce.
And it was because your 18th birthday.
He was 18.
I just turned.
Man, they got you right
now. We like 14, 15 years old. Yeah, I'll never forget that, man.
And this might be an odd question to some, but you was all right with that, huh? I mean, well.
Yeah, I was saying.
You rode it.
Yeah, I rode it. I rode it. Went to the county
That's
jail,
crazy.
Got right back out, and it was a talk of the town. And
Danny Boy took the case.
Yeah. So,
and I don't even think he was driving. I think they just put it on him.
Yeah, they just put it on him. Yeah, Wood was driving. Yeah, they just put it on me. I'm like, birthday, motherfucker. Happy birthday.
Like Wood was driving. That's why we went to go get what we was getting.
And then when I went to the old county jail, I seen this son of a gun. I'm like, damn, this looked like a mini penitentiary.
Yeah.
And then I didn't do nothing, but just went in, got booked in, then they let me go. So I'm downtown, got to go all the way back. I'm like, the next day.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, that's no problem. And I went back. But when I did get caught up, that's when, I started being around, recognizing, seeing other G's.
Right.
Because it was
not just Hoover, but
from everywhere. You collect West Side Crips, Venice Show Lines.
Who'd you meet, if you don't mind?
Okay.
That stood out to you. That was
who stood out
at that time.
Let me see. Foster from 6 Deuce. At that time he was neighborhood. Foster. Who else was there? Big Rick, 60s. He was there. It was so many dudes. It was a lot. It was a lot, but they had everybody spread out. Yeah, cats from Compton
So
there.
it wasn't no
Right,
module
right,
type of
No, it
thing
wasn't
like
no
it was
module
back
type
in the
of
day.
thing.
Right,
Because
not like a 4800.
yeah. No, it wasn't no module. So if you get into it with a dude, you basically, if it's not a lot of Crips there, you had to be a man. You had to stand 10 toes down. And I came in there and was ready for anything and everything. Soon I went in there, and that used to trip people out because I never been to camp. I never been YA, juvenile hall. And I used to always, when I tell you let's go, we go do something. I tell you let's go, and you still want to hang out, I'm gone.
Right.
I'm not getting ready to wait for you.
Yeah.
Because I already done told you let's go. Now you get caught. I remember when I ended up doing something else that knuckleheads do, and the police was chasing us. I get away, the other guy didn't. I see him after 6 months later from being in camp. He said, man, you was running fast. I said, yeah, boy. Because I wasn't thinking about the police. I was thinking about my mom.
Running was one of the
That was your biggest fear.
Yeah, that was my biggest fear.
Yeah,
running was
so
one of the key elements.
I never I did wrong, but I was smart enough not to get caught up. And I used to do then when I started doing real crime, doing commercial burglaries, I used to go to the females. This is on the east side though. I used to go to the females that had babies, they had their own apartment that's 18, 20, 19, 22, and they they're young. They need to furnish their apartment. What you want, give her a list, give me a list, and I get it for you. This is how much it's gonna cost you. And that was one of my hustles before I finally got caught doing that in Newton Police Station. I got arrested. Got out then because my mama was able to come get me. I was like 16. So that was 77. And so after that, I don't get caught until what I went in prison for. Me and Tony and I did that 37. And those are different circumstances. But those guys inside there, man, I learned a lot. And it's not just other Crips, but you had solid guys that was also in there, was getting ready to go do feds time. They didn't have a place in LA to put them at the time. And it was guys getting ready to go to the feds, and they had game. And that was, you was getting it for free. Because I learned how to start being more corrupt, how being more like a criminal.
Here these lessons are.
Here these lessons are. Because you had a dude was cattle rustling, but know what he was doing? He was getting young cats to go to these meat truck factories, hit the truck. Once you find one is full, because of the sound, it's easy to rig them up and drive it away. Guess what you get when you get caught? GTA.
Grand Theft Auto. Not theft of property. Just GTA.
Just a GTA. Driving off, and the only thing you need to know is where you're gonna take that meat.
Truckload up,
and just give it to a market.
Thousands of dollars.
So I'm learning this from these cats, and what made it turn into a federal type of thing is because how many they was doing and what they was doing. You know what I mean? So because it's no taxes being paid on that meat when the market goes to the taxes. As you already know, being a shipper, taxes being paid on this stuff. It's been stamped. It's not being delivered. Why? You messing with the federal government now. But I'm learning how to learning this from these dudes is getting ready to go do feds time and stuff like that. I said, boy, get out of here. I got some stuff
it's going down.
But unfortunately, I say fortunately, I didn't get, I didn't beat my case. And I ended up going to the pen. Big Von from Venice Shoreline.
That was your first time?
Yeah, that was my first time. Big Von from Venice Shoreline. He schooled me about the pen. All those who been in and got violation, new beefs. Forehead, rest in peace.
Yeah.
From Harlem. Yeah. his other brother, governor, you know. Also,
Governor.
yeah.
Bobo.
Bobo, yeah. Him, you know, he's
Big
out now.
Bobo.
Yeah, Big Bobo from Harlem. So I'm learning from these guys because they way older than me. I'm only 18, you know, and I'm learning from these. They native homies, they like 24, 25, 26. They got experience. So Big Von is the one stopped me from being a knucklehead and being a stunt dummy and always crashing into stuff. Because it was a few times I almost started riots with the essays.
Okay.
You know, getting in their business. And he hollered, Danny, you wrong. He the only one who knew me by that name because he was like my big brother. And I stopped because they was fighting. Envelope fall. Oh, money. Shit, this belongs to me. So I was getting ready to kiss it. He said, no, man, we don't do that. Give it back. It don't belong to you.
Well, nothing scandalous about this kid.
No, nothing scandalous. And then I said, well, I was willing to tell them fools I took that. And then whatever they wanted to do. He said, no, man, you being stupid now. Yeah, that ain't how it go. And then he started showing me how it go. Not just telling me, but showing me how to get respect. You know, this is how you do things. And then when it's time to ride, then it's time to ride. But don't be a fool, man. You know, let me show you something different. And I learned that from him and a few other guys. Even Big Frog from H.O.A. Gangsters. He was in there with it, you know, and that was the big homie. Soon he came. I seen him. I was so happy to see him. I ran down there and told him what happened to me when these cats, that's another reason why Pee Wee called me Hoover. Police jumped on him, right? We left. We come together, going to the CRIPS. We in the Mott 3800. And he said, okay, from this point on, any Crip that get into it with the police, we all ride. You know, when the police stop us, we all stop.
Who told you that?
It was who was that? It was Frog, and also from my understanding, he rests in peace. Damn, was he out of Compton from Grandy's?
Not Cool Breeze.
Damn, what's the homie name?
Not Rebo.
No, not Rebo. I met Rebo in the pen, but it was goddamn, it's at the tip of my tongue.
In any respect, it was some structure.
It was structure.
That was some stump down structure right there.
So I said, okay, we getting ready to do this. Then I end up getting into it in the kitchen. Behind, you know, something frivolous. The fool sat next to me, put a short shake in his hand. I turned, he said, man, tell him to pass the Kool-Aid. I said, man, pass the Kool-Aid down. I turned back around. He fired on me with a salt shake in my hand. And I was going to whoop his ass earlier, but they said, no, who don't know. We ain't going to do that, man. We ain't doing no playing cards because me and Boy going at it. I said, no, forget that, man. We got to get down. He said, no. They stopped me from doing anything. And now I go to the child hall because we just can walk in. This fool fired on me with a salt shaker in his hand. Had me do a spinning top on that seat. And I grabbed him. And we both hit the ground. And I'm so mad because I should have went on and got with the program earlier. So I went on and fought the dude. And in the process of that, the police jumped in to break it up. By me being so much enraged, I fired on the police when he grabbed me from behind. And now I'm fighting the police. So I'm thinking these other cats was getting ready to jump up. The Crips was there. Did none of them jump up? I turn around, they doing this, telling me to get down. Be cool. I'm like, what? I just got socked in the stomach and knocked all the wind out of me. I said, now I know they getting ready to beat my motherfucking ass. And that's exactly what they did in the school. And that's when I learned a valuable lesson and know who to kick it with and who not to. And even though y'all talk that, but most of y'all ain't gonna do that.
That's right.
And then when another group came that's when when another group came, I told them. So we end up getting rid of them dudes.
Mm-hmm.
There was
you
know, I ain't gonna mention where they was from or nothing
No,
like
don't.
that. It's not
Say
necessary.
less.
But they had to go. And the homie rest in peace, Mac was there.
Lemon Deuce Mac.
Yeah, Lemon
Yeah.
Deuce, rest in peace.
Respect.
Yeah, that was my guy in the county jail. And the way he moved,
Another warrior.
Warrior. He did things. He like doing things by himself. He didn't want no homies around.
Yeah.
He did it by himself. You know, and then they said, "Why you do that?" Hey, homie, it had to been done. He did it by himself. But we end up. That's why School of Hard Knocks groomed me for the pen.
Mm-hmm.
And
all that was county jail.
Yeah, all that was county jail. They wasn't doing like they're doing now, and then,
Gotcha.
Soon you come in there. Oh, line it up. I hear this talk about dudes doing
this
that.
Fade and all this old
I'm
shit,
saying, what
man.
kind of old stuff is that?
Yeah.
That's not your enemy. You never had to, once you realize, because that did happen to us. It was me. It was a boy. What was it? Rooster from Family.
Okay.
Big Rooster.
Yeah, Big Rooster from Family. Now check this move out. He said something out of pocket to one of the homies, and he didn't say nothing out of pocket. They seen him. He threw up their sets. They threw up there. They come from 32, 34 and smashed down there where I'm at, because then it was easier to roam. They came down there. The homies getting ready to get him. Guess who stepped in and stopped it? Some dudes, some brothers. They was John Mons before they got rolled up, right? And they the one told us about being black. Why are you trying to hurt this dude? What did he do to get that? And we stood down. Y'all need to be getting these white boys and Mexicans. Crazy Egg was there. And that's when we started looking for SWAT stickers.
Yeah.
Everybody over there, y'all ain't gonna just leave and not do nothing because they frustrated now.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you got to receive food for thought.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's beyond
Again,
that.
you've been given a lesson.
You've been given a lesson.
Showing which way to go.
Yeah. And that's when the homies, we found some a white boy with SWAT stickers on. Okay. Ass kicking time. And dug him out.
All your frustrations,
all that.
Let me go and lay this on you.
Yeah, lay it on, and that was my first time getting that experience, hearing that and doing something outside of wanting to get a dude because he has a red rag or he's representing another set.
Another black dude.
Another black dude.
Rooster was a good dude.
Yeah,
man.
but
I
he
heard
was a good
rest in
dude.
peace.
He stayed over there
dude,
though.
man.
Oh yeah. Hey, check
Good
this
dude,
out, man. Me and him got real tight because right after that. And he said, hey, homie, me and you, when we go to Roof, we got to get out because what happened? I said, oh, yeah, I ain't got no problem with that, homie. And he did just what you just did. He started laughing. He said, no, homie.
Hey,
he said, no.
Rooster looked like Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big dude, just naturally corn-fed.
Yeah.
Man, just
So
big.
he just started laughing. But he ended up, me and him became real cool. Real
Good
cool,
dude, man.
Yeah, rest in peace to
Good
Rooster,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
Good
Good
dude.
From Inglewood family.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Steve.
Yeah.
Rooster was a good dude,
He
man.
was a good dude, homie.
Yeah.
He was
Let me jump in right quick, then, because you had said early on, and we can jump back. You had never been to juvenile hall,
no
and youth authority.
youth authority.
You was out there.
I was out there.
You made a point not to get caught up.
Not to get caught up. I made a point.
That's rare.
That is rare.
That's rare.
Yeah.
That is rare.
And I can't tell you. And I thought I was slick.
But
Yeah.
Danny
but-
was
Yeah.
that was rare. But when he got caught, he got caught.
Yeah. When I got caught, I got caught.
And that happened when that I got caught moment happened. That's when you begin to meet other individuals. There were these lessons you telling us about, dudes telling you how to conduct yourself, that, and the third.
Yeah, because I was wild. I come in there because one of my things was, when when it come to 9-4.
Mm.
Oh, you from Hoover? Which one? 9-4, who them?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. It's time for me to show you who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what made me start doing other things that wasn't absolutely necessary, but I felt it was, you know, and they constantly pulled my reins. Said, boy, you always ready to go. Calm your ass down. No. And that's when I started getting that guidance from the older ones.
From the ones,
Yeah, from them ones
that knew better.
That knew better. But I felt that being that I'm one of the first 9-4s, right, to actually looking at this type of those type of circumstances, right, I got to set the stage for the other homies that's about to come up in here. That's from 9-4, who that's from A Trey, who
made the way
because a lot of them was in there for what I was in there for, but they were still able to go back to YA. When they stopped it. They just stopped it when I just got caught up. My case happened. That's when they stopped it, because there was a lot of homies still was going in there that was 16, 17, 18, and 19 years old going to YA for Howard.
Juvenile murder.
Yeah, juvenile murder. Yeah. And I end up going to the pen. I'm like, oh, okay.
You were 18?
Yeah, 18. Yeah. Getting ready to turn 19. I turned 19 in the county jail, and turned 20 and turned 20 when I got to Chino. So when I got there, I'm getting one of the Parker boys from 5 News, Rob, right? He taught me a lot, you know, because he's a slick cat, a hustler, you know. And when he came there, he showed me some things, how to, you know, talk to these other dudes, because I had it to where I was working in the kitchen at Chino, and I was pulling homies. You a Crip and you cool? You with it? Come on, homie.
Yeah.
And then I had it around to the point to where the bus came. Let's see what homies came. We can get their money if they want it, and then give it back to them, or we go get whatever they need. They want camels and blah. We can go get all that for them, some pot, all that, you know. So we was doing that, and my boy Ike from Grave Street, you know, pulled him, and we had a crew. It was a crew of us, and we really just Crips.
This was in Chino?
Yeah, in Chino. Yeah. And I made sure they was able to come out and work when I worked.
Right.
And we did, and we did.
Unit.
Yeah, it was a unit. Yeah. And we moved around that whole prison, Chino and Central, up and down those hallways, and things. Find out who's on their way. They need something, be able to get it to them, you know. And then we end up doing some stuff with them other dudes. And this other cat, he was from out of Watts too. He was Big Ike. He had to come and get at us, because we find out where the connect is.
Okay.
So the homie said, okay, this is what we gonna do. Who were coming up with a plan. He came up with a plan. We executed it. And it came to fruition for us. And them dudes started everything coming to us now. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, but we start getting out of hand. Yeah,
it's a method too.
It's a method. So we had to, we got a little bit out of hand with it, and that's when Big Ike, you know, he was out of Watts, and he the one said, "Hey man, y'all need to tone that down because this was gonna happen," you know, and the police gonna get involved in all that, so y'all need to tone that down. What you doing? And because we just really just started, I'm starting to see. I say, oh, this is how the game is played. At the same time, you know, we was riding, because before I left, we was about to have an issue with the white boys, because one said nigga over the tip. And next thing you know, you always gonna have a fool who's not gonna do nothing, but he gonna give you everything so you can go do something. And that's what we had, one of those type of fools that came, and all you heard that night after we heard that is iron sharpened until in the morning. And in the morning, we can ready to tear that ass up. And they end up locking us, keeping us locked down. That was my boy Ike, Spike from Six Deuce. Back then we was calling him Little Spike because he was short in stature. So I mean small.
East Coast.
Yeah, no, yeah, we were Six Deuce East Coast. He was a neighborhood back then. Yeah. Him, and a few other cats, you know. And we was ready, we was about to tear it up, not understanding.
I noticed one thing though, and as you letting us know what your experiences were going through that situation with Chino, you were constantly getting these lessons.
I was constantly being refined. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You picking up ways, not just how to do some shit,
yeah,
but carry yourself as you get it done.
As you get it done.
And that's something that I think a lot of us, in terms of lessons, we miss.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so,
well, we do.
Hear from you is, yeah.
And see, this is the thing. Even though I was younger than for the most part, young cats got to be able to put their pride to the side and listen to what they older homies got to say to them. Because he been there and done that. Somebody said, I'm 50-something years old. I'm about to be 63 this week coming up. Get where I'm at.
Jobo said that.
Get where I'm at. Yeah. Get where I'm at. That's what it's about. Because all the stuff that's going on now, what are you doing it for? Right. You know, especially the shooting aspect. I mean, come on, man.
What's the point?
What's the point? And then most of y'all ain't gonna do nothing but go in there and cry anyway. And start bumping your gums. Most of you, 99.9% of them gonna do that. It's not gonna accept the consequences for their own actions, and they know what they are. And that to me is mind-boggling. You know, I accept later on. I said that to somebody. I accept the things that when I did it because it was a thing that we had started when I was in San Quentin. Hoover did it. You know, that's when we
Hoover did it. I admit it.
Yeah. And we started doing that when we started when it came to CCO and stuff like that. And stuff like that. And I was there when that happened. I heard PT speak on it and talking about the it failed because he wasn't there. But he's not realizing it was falling when he was there. Before he left because the people that was there, and then once you really look into it, once you open the Pandora's box, you see it's fire. The core of it is fire. Wow. Yeah. And that's what make you say when a homeboy no, not PT. No, core. The core. So that's why those Hoovers who was a part, and not just Hoovers, dudes from other sets was telling their homies, hey homie, this is not cool. If you get into this, really look into it, homie. I'm gonna let you make that decision because that's you as a man got to make that decision. Don't get in it because I'm in it. Because then you being a follower. I need you to really look into this, homie. Then you make that decision if you want to be up under this paperwork. You know, and then this other stuff that I hear, and Fraud from Front Hood also spoke on it. And I got to speak on it. Them dudes didn't want to give you no paperwork and try and put it in a book and give it to you. Unless you asking for it, unless they talk to you about it. And then if you say yay or nay, if you say no, then okay, that's cool. But then if you say then it's gonna be in the book to give it to you so you can read it. But outside of that, they ain't gonna just give you. Nobody want nobody at the beginning of anything. If you don't want to be in, why I want this dude who don't want to be in it? Because I know I'm gonna get a whole lot of bullshit out of it. all the resentment from him. So now I got to deal with that's a problem coming in. You know, I don't need that. You know, and those who got in because of their homie, you was a follower.
You had homies to do that. They jump, raise their hand, and jump in and get up in, and then say, "Okay, well, this ain't cool.
This ain't cool."
I ain't
And you
having
should
after the fact.
after the fact.
Yeah,
But
because like
to
you say,
me-
you didn't go and
No.
research or
Yeah.
get understanding of what the fuck was going on.
What the fuck was going on? And when you do, you know, you make that decision because you a man and you got to make that decision if you want to do it or not. And that's what I stood on ever since I was in there. Everything I did it because as a man, I felt that was what I needed to do. And, you know, I didn't care if it was in front of the police or whatever.
Right.
If this need to be taken care of and I took on that job, it's being responsible. Got to be handled. I took that on. It's gonna be from Hoover. It's a lot come with that.
Now, what did you do again in terms of time spent on that last joke you did?
Oh, the last joke after I like I did 9 years in the shoe, and all that was predicated from 83. From 83, I didn't get out to 92.
So what you had an indeterminate?
No, I had multiple shoe terms because I stayed
They
consistent.
compounded them?
Yeah, they compounded mine because I stayed active.
Did indeterminates exist at that time?
Yeah, it
You
did.
just didn't get it, so they found well, we'll get you like this.
Yeah, we gonna get you like this.
Out like it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what shit.
Yeah, they was handing that out like candy. But I had multiple shoes. And my
Matter of
first
fact,
one,
they didn't even have the shoe then. I don't even think.
No, shoe didn't come till later.
later.
Yeah,
They
he was
come-
just locked up.
Yeah.
I was just locked
In the
up.
hole.
He
I
was
was
just
just
locked up.
I was in the
Just
hole.
in the hole.
And that's the reason why I said a few things to him when he finally was able to come back there to see me. Because I'm back there in the core of the stuff and I seen how dudes was being manipulated, and at the same time seeing how those who's up there, you know, how they all of a sudden started acting different. How they started being underhanded, how they start being scandalous. And things like that. So I could tell you about, you know, like when CCO first started. It started in the summer of 1983. Just like everybody said, when BJ came there, they had the Blue Magic. San Quentin had their own little thing going on. I was in part of that, you know, and
you were there when BJ and them got there.
Yeah, I was there. I wasn't in that. That was in East Block. That happened in East Block. They was on the 5th tier, all Crips.
Let me ask you, were you CCO?
Yeah.
Did you know that Tony Stacy was Blue Magic before it was CCO?
No, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
But what I did know is when he got there, BJ was supposed to have got in touch with him, you know, and things like that. But he was like, as he would say, he was straddling the fence.
Yeah.
But this is what I do know. When he came over there, he was in D section, diner in the South Block. I was in Carson section. He was over there from Hoover. The homie Eric from 9 Deuce was over there, and a couple of more homies. And I was on the 2nd tier. I was in 2C45. And when they came to the yard, they had to come all the way around and go by me pass me. And I'd see them and I'd speak to them and all that. And I was trying to get around there where they was at.
You was trying to get the D section.
Yeah, I was trying to get the D section, but they wouldn't let me go over there. But being a part of that, I still was going to say, you know what? I see this is what I accepted, because at that time, you got to understand that Crips needed some form of structure.
Yeah.
Because we was going to, didn't stand a chance. Numbers don't mean nothing when it's absolutely, guess what? By me being involved in the things I did, it was only like 3 or 4 of us. But we represented Crips, so you think it's all Crips. It's a whole bunch, but it's only 3 and 4 dudes.
Just the emotions, y'all moving, made it look like it was a wave.
A wave of individuals.
Yeah.
So, by understanding that, it wouldn't. Crips would have been, you know, like chaos. That's what it brings.
Mm.
I'm gonna put it that way.
Mm.
Chaos. That was gonna happen because there's no structure.
Mm.
It's no foresight of what to do next. While all the rest of them, all the other enemies and foes, you see, they got structure. They gonna tear that ass up.
Mm.
Because not on that back then, in those times, man, whoever controlled the yard control the police to an extent, the crooked ones.
Okay.
And
right.
the guy said it was a racial riot. It's not really a racial riot. Things happen for a reason to get control of the yard. Because whoever got control of the yard, being Mexicans and whites, they together, and then the blacks. Whoever got control of the yard got access at the police to bring in what they wanted to bring in.
Okay.
So that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And how can the Crips be a part of that? That part. You can't be a part of that unless you have some form of structure. You know, and that's where that was heading. And then along the lines of that, then you find out that, you know, because we despise the Jama, those guys.
You despise.
Yeah.
You say we despise.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because what happened to the older Crips that was there before us?
How they
had to fight being poked on.
They really didn't have an alternative to be Crips.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It was unacceptable.
Yeah,
well, no,
it was unacceptable.
You fell up under the structure of the blacks that was there. So the BGF was the structure that was there.
Okay,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
You take Ajax and Rainbow.
Yeah.
Not Rainbow. What's the homie name?
You talking about
Baby Rock.
Baby Rock.
Baby Rock now.
From
you know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
And so I don't know their whole story. You gotta ask them that, but what I get, you know, they fell into something else. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
They wasn't just, you know, they was Hoovers, but they fell into something else. Like you said, the BGF fraction, they had dude I heard like Bad Habit Rabbit.
Yeah.
Where was he from?
Oh, he was a Crip.
Yeah.
Big Bad Habit Rabbit.
Okay.
And also known as he's from Watts. He's also
Watts.
known as
okay.
He was he was a good one.
Yeah.
But he fell under that. But when more Crips started coming, then you know what I'm saying? And forming that structure, then they was able to align themselves with Crips as opposed to just BGF.
Yeah.
Because BGF, like I get what you're saying.
Right.
That was the structure.
Yeah.
So to speak. You couldn't come
and then
trying to create no
and that's also on a level 3 level on it. It also happened there. That's the reason why BJ did what he did with the cats in Soledad. That's why the other Crips that was together at Tracy, even though that was still a little bit more rowdier. You know what I mean?
Gladiator school,
Gladiator
so to speak.
so to speak, because you had a lot more young cats there, and things like that. So, when it comes to San Quentin, that's what it was. And if you didn't want to be a part of it, that's okay, you know. But at the end of the day, at the end of it, CCO is what? Organized Crip organization. You had Crip in there. That's for all Crips and nobody else. And then when you find out that them other cats also has infiltrated and been a part of that, then that's when you like, what? Is that right? So we being played all along.
Yeah.
But see, what people fail to realize, they had a hand in each black organization that tried to exist. Yeah. They had a hand in
not
it.
Just Crips,
not just the Bloods too, and not just Vanguards too, and any other fraction that tried to exist, they had a hand in it.
Were you aware that there were 2 constitutions to the CCO?
Yeah. I found that
one was from Jama,
and
the other one was the CCO's.
Yeah. I'm aware of that, and then I'm still gonna wait and see if he gonna speak on that, because he had a hand in that as well, and that's a homeboy, you know. Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Now I want to use this time because we're limited to bring in Ron because we want to get your perspective, Ron, from knee high to a grasshopper. You know, now Danny Boy, he has a long story to tell.
Man, that's the
A
reason why.
long story.
That's
to
the
tell,
reason
Ron.
why I wanted Danny Boy to come sit down, man. Because as he told you, he was always quiet.
Yeah.
He never really spoke. I mean, a female had the damn like, what's up with, you know how the girls are like, why? What's up with him? What's up with him?
What's going on with the boy?
I mean, you know, he had the big afro, light skinned.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know. So
He
Danny,
sporting
I mean,
afro back in
look,
the
Yeah.
day.
you see how.
Manuel used to hang
Oh
with me and
yeah,
him.
him and
same-
Crazy.
We used to dress alike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he stayed,
Yeah.
matter of fact, he's another one, stayed G'd up from the feet up.
Danny called him my mascot.
Yeah, he's our mascot.
Because if you see Crazy, man, you
I
looking
remember
at you
now.
looking at a 1930s gangster.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know what? Who remind me? Who the dress code? Devil.
Oh,
Rest in
yeah,
peace.
yeah,
So
yeah.
They had a certain
Yeah,
dress code. When you
yeah,
see him, you be like,
yeah.
"What the?"
Yeah. That's my guy
Yeah.
too, man. Because we was
Yeah.
in the county jail, us three.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we was in the county jail together, Devil, he always wanted to be like, he's the thinker, but he's the one always in trouble. I'm like, God damn, how that work, homie? Me and Maggie used to ask him, how that work? You the one always in trouble, but you want to be the thinker.
Hey, so that's
Yeah.
the
So-
thing about it.
You know, I can not just appreciate how you want to for the kid here, man.
Because
You know,
that,
like
yeah,
I say, his story I think is long.
it is, bro.
It's
And
long,
he didn't
bro,
he
you
didn't
know.
he didn't endure it so much
Mhm.
from watching him, and then in terms of helping me.
So that's your homage. You paying homage, and I get it. So I'm right quick. I don't mind.
Right.
We've already discussed
Right,
it.
right,
Danny Boy
right.
can write
I know.
this shit. And we can hit it on Danny Boy.
Right.
Give them
Uh-huh.
10 minutes.
Right. I got you. Because the
Knee
thing
high
is,
to a grasshopper.
right.
And we ain't got to go into nothing
I
else.
got you.
And we let Danny Boy think.
I born on 69th and Central,
All right.
and being born on 69th and Central, that area at the time in the 60s, I was born in 65.
All right.
So they had Bethune Park that was
Yeah.
right down there, across the railroad tracks past Gage.
Mhm.
I remember my auntie taking me down there when I was little. They used to have Black Panther rallies down
Yes,
there
sir.
in that park. And I went to Marymoney, moved to Ohio, stayed to Ohio for 5 years,
Mhm.
came back. My mother got
When you
married,
came
moved out
back,
there.
how old were you?
I was 10.
All right.
Went right back to 69th and Central.
All right.
After that, we moved to 92nd and Broadway. That's where we moved to, 92nd and Broadway. On that block is where I met everybody.
And if it's okay, who was some of everybody?
The first time I rode down the block and went towards Maine, Tim and them stayed on that end.
Tim.
Yeah, and Cody and them.
Yeah.
It's girls, they in the front yard fighting. They fight. You know,
That's the first
family.
thing you see.
That's the first thing I see, and I'm looking. I'm stopping. I'm looking. I'm like, what the hell is this? They fighting. Cindy and Cody. They fighting.
Excuse me.
So that's the first time I ever saw Cody. She fighting with Cindy. So I go back, okay, I know it's girls on this end.
All right.
But they older than me.
Yeah.
They older than me.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little bit, going to 97th Street School.
Elementary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
On this end, when we were, you had the homegirl Beanie, Bridget, Polly, and Penny. They stayed in a house right across the street.
Yeah.
Crazy, him, Wino, and their little brother, Tombone, they stayed directly across the street from me.
Mm.
Big Sherlock stayed right next door to me
Mm.
in the apartments. Who else was on the block?
Wow.
That's
That's
it.
on one street.
That's on one street.
And those names encompass some of
Right.
Ninefold's
Yeah,
history, man,
yeah.
to the full. I mean,
That's where
other than
Ninefold
yourself.
started at, man, on that block.
Our generation.
Ninefold started on that
Yeah.
block.
On that street.
On that block. on that block. I say on that block because that's where we used to hang out at all the
Mhm.
time. On 91st was Big Hawk,
Yeah.
his sister Rosie,
Mhm.
Shirley,
Mhm.
Stephanie, Bud, Amanda, Linda, all the ones I named last time.
Mhm.
They had girls right down the block. The younger ones, they was
Right.
like my age. The homegirl
Okay.
Monique. I didn't remember, Shy Girl and them and them. I didn't remember. They hadn't came off the porch yet.
Not then.
Snowman, no.
Yeah, not then.
But they had
Not
they
then.
they knew everybody around there. They had some two little dudes, man. They went to Catholic school. It was a Catholic school on Main. I didn't go to that school, but if you ask some of them, they'll tell you the name of the school. It was right there on Main. They went there. Good dudes, had home, good family.
Mhm.
They had pigeons in the backyard. Everybody was doing pigeons at the time.
Mhm.
Wood and them was on 91st,
Mhm.
on 90th in Broadway.
Mhm.
Germ family was
Yep.
on 89th.
89. Yeah.
Limp, D-Dog, his two sisters,
Yeah.
they was right there on Broadway. Jabbo, he
Mhm.
was right there in apartments on Broadway.
Jabbo grew up too. Right there with y'all.
Yep, Jabbo. He stayed in the alley right there, right behind the doctor's office on Broadway.
Mhm.
So within a 4-block radius, within 4 blocks,
Yeah.
the stores here,
Yeah.
the Lacey's
I
hamburger
got you.
stand was
Yeah.
right there.
Right there on the corner.
Little Eddie, he ran the record shop.
Just to clarify though, this is your generation. We're not talking about Danny Boy.
Okay, when you say my generation, I was running with an older crew.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Because a few of them was Danny Boy's age.
Right.
I mean, with Danny Boy
Eminem was one of the older
right,
ones.
Right.
I think Woods a couple of years younger than you. He's just a little bit younger than him.
I think he was
My brother
same age
Black,
my
he only
brother.
1 year older than me. But
Okay.
he used to fuck with Burt and them, the 9-0s.
No shit.
Because they all went to Bret Hart together,
Mm.
play sports together and all
and,
that
and,
shit.
and they spoke on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miz and them and
Right.
C-Raz spoke on that
So
relationship.
we used to go down there. We used to hang.
Yeah.
Backyard with the
Yeah.
birds, the dogs. Everybody had a common thread through the bird cages and the dogs.
The dog.
That was the common thread. So being right there, that structure of wanting to hustle,
Mhm.
like I was speaking about the Gray
Mhm.
family, how we was influenced by all the dudes that would come over there, man, and pulling up in Cadillacs and
Mhm.
jumping out with their Godfathers on, their Stacey Adams on, and pay us to steal hubcaps
Right.
for they ride.
Right.
RD was, I think his brother's name is Slobberdaw from Main Street.
Mm.
Yeah, RD was a player.
9-8 or 8-4?
I think Slobberdaw was from 9-8. But back then we were kids, man.
Right.
You didn't realize how old dudes were back then. Age wasn't,
Something we
if you was
contemplated,
in,
yeah,
if you was in, you was in. You really didn't. It was like you said, it's experience. If you had experience,
Mhm.
I met Doc on 92nd.
Okay, brother Doc.
Doc, they called him the doctor.
Yeah.
I met Doc. Doc saw me playing with my dog one time. I had him tied up. I'm fucking with him. You know how you just get the rag and you
Right.
teach him how to hold a lock.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. So Doc come over there. He had a pet bull. He had a tiger stripe pet and he had a Doberman. He had 2 of them. He had one named King and he had a red one. I don't remember her name, and then he had a pet. He said, "Man, I want you to help me with my dogs." That's what Doc would do. He would give you,
Get at you.
just get at you. I want to
Yeah.
help. I want you to help me with my dogs. I said, all right. He said, come on down here to my house. He stayed in the back house, like in the middle of the block. And I started helping him with his dogs, the pet bull, because he was finna use these dogs as guard dogs for his spot. I don't know how me and Wood got together on that, but me and Wood got together on that because he was with the dogs. So when we got together on that, we started working for Doc. We literally running his spot, selling pills.
Okay.
So that was the street hustle that Norwood brought to me in my pockets.
Okay.
He showed me how to get it like this. This is all you got to do. Just continue to, he know how to communicate. Old man playing us. He got us selling.
Yeah.
We in
He
there.
gotta sit in
He ain't got to do that. It's his house.
Yeah.
But he ain't there. He out and about.
Yeah.
But Wood showing me how to get it. This is what you do. This is how you get this. This is how you do this. You can make money like this. So there's other ways to make money while I'm selling for you too. You know what I'm saying? I can allow them to come in, sit down, and shoot up inside. You see what I'm saying? I can allow them to use the bathroom. That's $10. 3 or 4 people.
Everything was a hustle.
Everything was a hustle.
Just come up here.
Yeah. So the dice game. So growing up making money in that like that, Norwood was able to, groom me with that. The homie was street, and he wasn't stingy. He wasn't stingy. He'll break you off.
You were bro. You're part of family. You know what I'm saying? So if I got it, you got it. Let's do it together.
That's how we did it. If we went somewhere, go ahead.
Go ahead, no.
If we went and we need to eat, the homie ain't got no money. I'm finna take care of that.
Yeah.
If we went with something Eminem implemented and made money and came back, we all break the homies off.
Yeah.
We give them something.
Those that need.
Exactly. We gonna what you got? Oh, ain't got no. Okay, here you go. We finna go to the movies tomorrow. Everybody get ready. We're going to the movies tomorrow. Get dressed. Yeah, we going downtown. We're gonna catch the bus. And $10 went a long way.
You sure
you know what I'm saying? $10 went a long way.
It used to cost you 25 cents to ride the bus. Where the fuck you gonna go?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So mainly, homie, it's not one of those things where I was ever out of the loop when it came to 9-4. I was never out of the loop.
One thing strike me that I'm impressed with that you sent me, and I don't know if you also, Danny Boy, contributed to this, the photographs. Oh,
I'm glad you mentioned that, man.
Old pictures.
Look, bro.
Y'all were kids, man.
Cody used to do that, man. She used to run around and take pictures, man. And if you've seen the pictures, you'll see how close we were.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, man, you'll see about 15 of us just
in that
one group.
Picture.
Yeah. Because that's how we kicked it.
Yeah.
That's how tight we was.
Yeah.
If something happened, we all would respond. We all would go. I mean, if old dude come on the block and he talking crazy to somebody, yeah, everybody would rush down there. Who is that? Grabbing sticks and bottles and run them off the block. That's as kids, man. So
go ahead.
When you grow together like that, dudes say, "Oh, from the sandbox." Of course, we was in the lot, the dirt lot, rock fights. Yeah, squabbling in the dirt lot. That's what we did in the alley, shooting dice. We grew up together doing that. So when you do that, there's a bond this built.
That's formulated and built, yeah.
And so it's a different kind of love, man. And like I said, Danny never spoke, homie. He's just always observing. He would always be observing. He never talked, but was always there, was always with the business. So when I would catch a, juvenile hall case, go to juvenile hall.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
You in juvenile hall, my thing was to get scrapping, you know. And Danny will tell you, I used to fight dudes that was older than me. I was just a little bit, I was taller, but I didn't have the weight.
Right.
So
a little thinner.
Yeah. So I didn't win them all. But
come on, man.
But the fact, Danny will tell you I didn't win them all. But the fact that I was willing to get cracking, just to love that. Man, that's the homie. He'll get down with you. I don't know what you're talking about. He ain't no young punk. So he'll pump a motherfucker up to get cracking. We used to go to the what was that? What was that right there on 92nd and Western?
The club.
What is it?
The workshop.
We used to go to the workshop. I couldn't get in. So we'd be in the alley shooting dice. So all the dudes, when they come outside, we out here in the alley shooting dice. This is my thing. Me and Wood, Pee-wee, M, Danny, all these dudes can get in the club. They old enough. You will see Kermit up there. You will see the White up there. I mean, you will see the Black Bug. You will see the older homies up at the workshop all the time. So, I was just a face. I didn't speak, you know what I'm saying, to them in turn. And I didn't speak to them in terms of just a conversation because I ain't have shit to say. I'm here to hustle. I'm here to get, I'm here to be a part of the get down, So learning how the homies used to get their groove on when they say, why do they gravitate towards Hoovers? I don't care what actual street set you was from. When you went to sit like that, this one was just Hoovers,
All right.
Somebody, Thad pull up, Hank from 7-4.
Yeah.
He would pull up with his brother Dad.
Yeah.
So now you got Hank's crew. Now you got Peg and what's the brother name that was in the wheelchair? Tom.
Yeah, Tommy.
You got all these dudes pulling up, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm a regular face now. So they know me when they see me.
Young cat.
Right. So they know me when they see me. So when they would come to the set, You know,
7-11, the deuce and the 9.
You have been, you will be under the bridge.
But we ain't gang banging. This is about education. We trying to educate our youth right now.
Nigga, hey. Said day is the best day. Skip walking across the floor in the best way. Phone trade to the one way. It's a stump day. LA to the NY. Let this phone play.
Back in them days, it was love, loyalty, respect, and honesty,
that's my nigga Gumby right
Nowadays,
there from the
know,
deuce, bitch. That's my
ex-busters,
nigga
hooks, and
Rico
snitches
turning
put
up
on
the deuce, bitch.
pedestals
That's
and
my nigga
ventilators.
Say lows on that Hoover shit. HIP, Tiny Moon, one of the hardest poets I ever heard connected with this star shit. Hey, baby Jap and Jap 5, quick to set it off on the mic in the shack live.
When the shit get real and feel to the wheel, and then you will see. You sitting up in that motherfucker, looking at that light center, that death center.
Then they run into the witness stand, killing on their own homeboys.
Hoover stomp all night like this. Hoover stomp
I know
like
somebody know how to start them ass folks come looking for me.
I'm a New York nigga in the Pacific Sun. I say West Side Hoover if you ask where I'm from. Province California runs, still infusing my lungs. All about my bread, I ain't leaving.
Understand the end game. What's your end game? What's your purpose?
Keep one in the head or I don't need a gun. I'm with Hawk on Hoover Street with a low rider jump. Hopping down Figueroa with a whole selling cunt.
You have been.
Like this, come second to none. Grooving like
will be
Scone Young, grooving like Boogie
under the
Bone.
bridge.
I'm bad to the bone.